embassy in Belgrade said that they found a charred body inside the embassy after an attack. Traditionally, prime ministers have played important roles in the Pakistani system of government. The news appeared in the state press first, but then it spread out into many news outlets in the valley. You can be a basketball player, you can be a football player, but for this job, you should be able to lift heavyweights like this. Senator Clinton is trailing Barack Obama by more than 100 delegates. Some of the users don't even know the games they are playing are actually surveys. Live at Arizona State University, Zabihullah Noori, Cronkite News 1. They were very young, they were very old. Dozens of people converged on this intersection in Tempe with a message. A message they wanted everyone to hear.
Stop the war!
Mostly Arab Americans from across the valley, carrying signs and burning candles in a show of peace. They are here because they are protesting the Israeli blockade in the Gaza Strip, following the rocket attacks of Hamas on the Israeli land. Protesters blame the American government.
It's the United States government that's supporting Israel.
Countless Palestinians dying every day because of American money and American weapons that are sent over there. And we don't want our government funding this war.
This touches close to home for Rabbi Barton Lee of Hillel Jewish Center in Arizona. His daughter visited Israel recently, and he says that while he agrees the U.S. might be offering support, he doesn't fully agree with the protesters' claim.
It's not quite accurate. United States, second major supplier of Egypt. It's Israel first and then Egypt. So there is a lot of balance in the region.
And while he doesn't condone the violence, he says he understands why it might be necessary.
There's no other choice. I mean, you have to defend your citizens, you have to take some actions.
And while this protest in Tempe is happening thousands of miles away from the violence, here in Arizona, there's still a simple message of hope.
That's all we want, is peace and justice.
In Tempe, Zabihullah Noori, Cronkite News Watch.
The response time was great. We were airlifted here.
Denise was riding in her friend's car on their way to Phoenix when their vehicle rolled over. She feels fortunate that the only Level 1 trauma center in southern Arizona was ready to take care of her.
I don't think that I would be healing the way I am, and nor would she be able to move her arms had this trauma center not been here.
But this hospital's Level 1 status is in jeopardy. While a trauma center of this size would have 8 to 10 surgeons, the University Medical Center is serving their trauma patients with only 2 full-time staff surgeons.
People who are here have to work longer and harder.
Dr. Scott J. Lowry says the commitment of the doctors and the hospital staff is that's allowed the hospital to keep the trauma center open.
It's more of a faster rotation so that we have people that we have hired for surgeons to come in from outside places to help us fill in the gaps.
If it wasn't for the trauma center here, many patients would have to drive down to Phoenix to receive treatment.
There's a limited supply. The lifestyle of a trauma surgeon is not one that bodes well with a nice lifestyle.
The only solution, according to Zemba, is to do a better job recruiting surgeons.
And everybody right now is trying to double their staff to accommodate a better lifestyle for the surgeon. Therefore, the need is driving it higher.
But time is running out. The trauma center has until the end of this year to overcome the shortage, or likely lose its Level 1 status. In Tucson, Zabihullah Noori, Cronkite News Watch. Dust blew into the viewers' eyes as a pair of choppers landed in the SRC 0900 hours. Some students thought it was a shooting of another one of John Woo's action movie, but it wasn't. It was ROTC military training. Arizona State students didn't need to go to a military base to see Black Hawk helicopters in action. The multi-million-dollar birds swooped onto recreation fields that normally play host to football and soccer. Unsuspecting passers-by, even cadets were thrilled to see the choppers on campus.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched. I'm going to be, hopefully the doors will be open so we can look out the windows, but we'll see.
Cadet Captain Jordan Brew says the ROTC military has given him to do unique things, like jumping into the helicopters and flying around. These cadets are waiting for Black Hawk helicopters to take them to Flagstaff, but that's not the only mission. They hope today's show will attract more students to join the program.
They want more. This is like a recruiting thing, I believe. So the students on this campus can actually see them come down and see what we're doing here.
It was great to see something that ROTC does in action because you see them around campus, you don't exactly know what they do.
Over the past 6 years, the number of cadets at ASU has increased from 131 to 148. While some students may see these exciting moments of cadets training, Lieutenant Colonel Kirk McIntosh says he expects much more.
The ultimate goal is to train these students to lead young men and women into combat if necessary.
And with US troops in Iraq and Afghanistan, the need for recruits may mean more visits like this. In Tempe, Zabihullah Noori, Cronkite News Watch.